This is Chris Hansen.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
It's your favorite basketball player, Tyler Hansbrough.
This is Jamie Hudson.
This is TJ Hoochmanzada.
And I'm going to let y'all know something.
Duke sucks and Duke will always suck.
You're listening to
It Just Makes Sense.
It Just Makes Sense.
Listen, this podcast is not about being right. It's about being entertaining and sometimes right.
You
I
do
didn't
it.
buy it for the podcast.
He did it for the bit. Just a big bit guy.
I'm a
big bit guy. Piss off my wife with a big bit guy.
Big bit guy.
Where the fuck was playoff Jimmy? Let's see you show up for what they paid you for. Draymond Green scored more points than you did. Grabbed more rebounds than you did. Assisted more than you did. You were at fucking home. Playoff Jimmy was nowhere to be found. He's a goddamn fraud. Well, he's always been.
We're back. Clear eyes.
Full heart!
Can't lose.
Play like a champion! You need this in order to do a podcast, you dope.
You haven't clapped.
Oh, right.
Dope.
It's not official until you clap. Until you got the clap.
Oh.
Yeah, it's true.
Who would you think was the hottest girl that Wilmer Valderrama dated?
And you said that he dated Minka Kelly?
I think she was one of them. I know Lindsay Lohan's one. I know Mandy Moore's one. I know like Jessica Simpson might be there.
Didn't he also...
He
No,
had
he
like
didn't
8
date
girls.
Mila Kunis. That was Lindsay Lohan that he was dating, right?
Yeah. Mila Kunis is with Punked.
Ashton.
But Wilmer had... If you think of anyone that was big in the early 2000s, late 90s, I think he got with them.
About it.
He must... I mean, it's not like he's a bad-looking guy, but he's got to be packing.
Would you get chlamydia for Minka Kelly? Would you give up your STD streak for Minka Kelly?
Like Friday Night Lights, Minka Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's curable.
Yeah. But I mean, like, you've taken pride in your clean slate there. So
I like how we get 2 weeks out from his wedding, and we're like, all right. So enough time has passed.
yeah,
Chlamydia is like 2 weeks of meds, and you're
yeah, and just pop that in. Yeah, keep this picture of Minka Kelly up. Welcome to It Just Makes Sense. Happy late Mother's Day, then, to all of you guys.
Did you get that gift for Jer Bear?
Oh, I did.
What did you get?
My suggestion?
Yes.
And?
Did not turn out.
What? Well, okay.
Like, she didn't like it, or the painting didn't turn out well?
The painting didn't turn out well. So I
Okay, that's not my fault.
It's not. No. Not your fault at all. It was more funny than anything. But I was with Miguel, and I'm like, what should I get Jera for Mother's Day?
Sure.
And he gave me a great idea. There's artists on Etsy that you can reach out to, and you give them a photo, and they will like do a digital picture, like a digital drawing, essentially,
sure.
digital painting of the photo. And so I sent them a photo that we took in front of our house, and it's a cute photo. And they sent me, I will show you guys. And I'll let you guys be the judge here. But where the fuck is it?
But the whole point is, like, I've done this for Ashley, where you get the digital file from an artist, and you can either do like an oil painting, a caricature, something goofy, something real, and then you take it to a framer, and you tell them what size you want, you tell them what material you want it on. So that's the suggestion I gave him, because on Etsy there's a ton of them.
Right, so it worked for you.
And I thought like him, Jera, and Quinn would be a great idea for like a first Mother's Day.
The caricature where then they like over-exaggerate all of your
this is what they sent.
insecurities. That's what they sent?
Yes.
Oh no!
I gotta see this shit.
Especially if you look at Quinn.
There's so many. Number one, that's not you. Number two,
That's not any of you.
Number two, is that a human being as Quentin? And three, why would they give Jara a shadow of a double chin?
I don't know.
I mean,
This is on you, dude.
What?
Like, there's millions of artists on Etsy. Why did you choose the blind one?
How am I supposed to know?
Read reviews.
They had good reviews.
And then you see samples of their work,
Yes.
and
it didn't look like that.
None of them look like that.
No.
look at this random thumb too. That kind of just looks
That's
like
not
Quentin's
even Quinn. That's
wiener.
another baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got that.
Oh,
and
no.
You didn't frame it, did you?
Oh.
Okay,
And-
the only thing they got right was your hair and beard is decent. Your squinty ass eyes are decent. Everything else is just. I mean, is that an ear?
That's a bad job by them.
Yeah. So, anyways,
The redo. Can
I
we post it?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. So add official IJMS on the YouTubes.
I'll send it to you.
That's hilarious. Oh no.
But so yeah, and it was like the day before Mother's Day, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna pursue that. And Jara had,
So you saw it and you're like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to pay for that still?
yeah.
Oh.
And then, I mean, it's not a big deal. And anyways, and then Jara, she was complaining because she lost her water bottle. So ordered a nice new water bottle off of Amazon, got some nice flowers from Trader Joe's, wrote a nice card, and a bottle of rosé.
Nice. I would say mine is anything but romantic. There are romantic elements within it. The lounge, the Chase Lounge that I got for the backyard, that's the actual gift. Am I the asshole if I bought my wife a vacuum cleaner for Mother's Day?
Yes.
Yeah, at this point in your marriage, that's just like a normal gift on the non-special day.
It's like right up there with Alan Matthews buying the
garbage
garbage disposal.
compactor.
Yeah, the garbage compactor for Amy. My wife loves vacuum cleaners. By the way, she is obsessed
It
with
better
having.
have been a Dyson.
We have a Dyson already, and it's one
You have
of
6 vacuum cleaners?
yes. Lindsay wants one literally for every room, or at least one per floor. So I got
So you
another
have
one.
two per floor.
Yeah, so we have that one that you can dust into. I just got an Orica industrial one or whatever. We've got one that's good for the stairs. We've got those little small hand vacs. We also want to get one though for the laundry room area so that we can like clean out the washer dryer combo thing that we have. Because
I almost wonder if you're like, are you?
This is kind of pissing me off.
It is.
Lindsay loves vacuum cleaners, and I hate vacuum cleaners, but I got one to appease, and I said I wouldn't do this any other time.
It's actually pissing me off too. That's why I want to ask. Are you like, are you being for real when you say, like, my wife loves this, so I'm going to get it for Mother's Day? Or is it almost like become this is a great talking point and it's funny and that's why you do it? Because my wife
buy
loves toilet paper.
Yeah.
Like, she fucking needs it. It's an absolute necessity. I don't get it for her birthday or any special
It's a
occasion.
necessity.
Vacuum cleaner, you get that on a normal fucking Tuesday. Because we need it at home. That's not something you find a special occasion and like, well, you love it, so I got it for this day.
There's nothing. I don't
Are you
see anything
goddamn-
wrong with that. I don't see anything like. It was almost a little bit ironic, yes, that you get it on Mother's Day. Which, by the way, I saw a commercial recently. It was like cleaning that even Mom would approve of, or something like that. I was like, is that
That's why I'm asking. It was like,
sexist?
is the irony of the whole thing is just like, oh, we can talk about this and it's
I mean,
funny. That's why you
I
do
didn't
it.
buy it for the podcast. I mean, like, I legitimately was like,
He did it for the bit.
Just a big bit guy.
I'm a
big bit guy. Piss off my wife with a big bit guy.
big bit guy. No, but I mean, like, I actively dislike having vacuum cleaners everywhere, and so the fact was like, this was this was my olive branch. So,
Gotcha.
It's still the worst timing ever. But she didn't say she hated it. In fact, she said she liked it. So
Nice.
there you go.
That's all that matters.
It's justified if it was your first Mother's Day. You've been married 10 fucking years. You've had 6 Mother's Days for your wife. And that's like, hey, Ash, you've been talking about these big freezer Ziploc bags that you love, so I got it for Christmas.
Okay.
Here you go.
So generally, too, for Mother's Day, I don't usually get flowers on Mother's Day. I usually wait for in the coming days to get a good deal on flowers. However, I felt like I found my deal on Mother's Day. I saw through DoorDash that you could actually, if you bought flowers through DoorDash in their little portal of their like whatever,
You get a free pad CU.
similar. So they said, if you do this, we will unlock savings or we'll give you $75 to double dash. But they won't tell you what you can double dash off of. So it was just kind of a mystery. I was like, okay, so I'm going to place this order. So I got 10 peonies that are up on the counter. And then what revealed to me was I could get at Walgreens, 7-Eleven, Safeway, or KFC, I could get a free $75. But I had to spend it supermarket sweep style. I had 20 minutes to decide exactly what I was going to
KFC,
get.
easy.
Yeah, that's
$75
that's
worth of
easy.
KFC.
I already had the dinner plans for the evening. I made my wife's one of her favorite meals, a mole dupe from Red Iguana in Salt Lake City. Shout out Red Iguana.
So what'd you get for $75?
I bought 14 pounds of meat.
When you work at a meat store with
Yeah,
a
I do work
discount.
at a meat store, but it was free $75 to meat because I went upstairs and like she gets the notifications on DoorDash, so it was already revealed that she had gotten flowers. She's like, I don't want to say anything, kind of spoiled the surprise. I said, this is why I did it. It's free $75 to Safeway or whatever. And so I was like, do we need anything? And she was like, the pressure. Lindsay does not do well under that type of pressure. So it was just like, I guess I'll just get a bunch of meat and put it in the freezer. So
Went Safeway?
went Safeway. Yeah.
And what, like steaks?
I got
chicken?
I got salmon, chicken thighs, chicken breast, chuck roast, and I think I got something else. But either way, I got like one of each protein.
How much KFC
So
would you have for
unromantic.
$75?
A lot.
That's 2 big buckets, 2 family styles.
Right. Well, I guess we
with
could have
like
had that tonight.
4 large sides.
Yeah.
It's like almost at that point too much. We're a family of 3 here, and I already had dinner plans. So I went with like I suppose a more practical approach.
You
here.
did.
And I was just like, you know what? I don't know what I need, but I've got 2 freezers behind this camera here, and I'm just gonna freeze some meat. 14 pounds of meat.
I don't think I will ever get flowers.
Ribeye. I got some ribeye. Yeah.
Flowers anywhere else besides Trader Joe's.
New Season's also great, but
Really?
yeah. New Season's
Such a good
incredible.
deal, and they're always so vibrant and
Oh, yeah.
beautiful, perfect.
They're probably a better deal than New Seasons. It's not
Yeah.
cheap at New Seasons, but
Oh, I spent $20 and got this massive bouquet. It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
Trader Joe's probably one of the best ones, and like Zoo Pants and Whole Foods and all that. I like Safeway Safeway's hit or miss. I just
Same
tend to
with
go to
Fred Meyer.
Safeway because it's next
Fred Meyer's
door.
actually kind of trash.
yeah.
Next door is just like a convenient stop because we can go and then get on the road.
Sure.
But I wasn't when we went on Sunday. We went to Safeway on the way to my mom's house or my family's house. It was like Sunday at noon. There was nothing.
Yeah.
To pay like $20 for the shitty looking arrangement. But I've also gone there and they've had like really nice ones for like $12.
I went to Trader Joe's in South Salem. It's like an 18-minute drive from my house. It was much farther than I thought. And I went earlier in the day. It was 11 a.m. and it was a fucking zoo.
Yeah, sure.
It was crazy. But got in and out, got my flowers, got my chimichurri. What more do you need?
Shotgun.
It's all the dads it's all the husbands buying fucking flowers. That's the zoo.
Well, the sad thing is after I left Trader Joe's, I went to Walmart to get a card, and that was I felt pitiful to be in the Walmart in the card section with all these other middle-aged guys
You felt
who are picking the scraps of the Mother's Day cards. It's like, oh, I need to get out of here.
Yeah, the scourge of those guys.
Yeah,
I don't generally go. I don't go like to restaurants on Mother's Day. I know it's like a big thing. We went to I go and pick up pastries from Saint Honoré, the French pastry, bakery place. We get these things called Kouign-Amann, which is essentially a what is it called? A croissant, but it also has a bunch of like caramelized sugar on top of it, which makes it kind of like like obviously like the soft, buttery, flaky inside, and then there's this like nice, almost like creme brulee crunch on the top. So good. Shout out Saint Honoré, sponsor.
I'm so fucking hungry. I'm so ready for this Thai food to get here. Anyways,
Can you
playoffs.
stuff croissants? Can you stuff them?
Yeah.
Croissant.
Yes.
I mean, it's called a pain de chocolat, right? You get a chocolate croissant.
Can you stuff them with meat?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Why
I
not?
believe that's called a
Pan de meat?
pain de meat.
Pan de replay?
Ponder replay. That's the one.
Yeah, Rihanna
Put the
made
meat
it
in,
pop.
put the meat in.
Pain de meat. So, yeah, there is a like a special name for that, and someone in the comments is going to get us.
Pan de coco?
No. However, someone on the YouTubes recently talked about our analysis of the Travis Hunter draft. Said it was horrible analysis, and had they listened to the open of the podcast, no one said that this was going to be good analysis. So, just so y'all know.
Oh, they don't buy into
I think that they were just saying, like, oh, you could have gotten Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders. And I was like, that's kind of what we were talking about. I mean, maybe we, like, kind of danced around it. It was like, we said that was bad, and you could have drafted Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders, and you chose not to.
I thought you were going to say we were
making our argument for us.
We were
going
to get judged for the 100 men versus one gorilla.
Oh, no. It was just
I did-
actual.
I
They
did
judge
get
us
some-
for a sports
I
take.
did get some feedback from that. They're like, dude, you're wrong. Like, the 100 guys, 100 like, in shape guys would beat a fucking gorilla. But then today we got here, and I'm like, who do you think would win? 100 male midgies versus 100 hookers. 100 female hookers.
The hookers.
And Braxton's like, it's the hookers. I'm like, yeah, but low center of gravity, the midgies would take the hookers out, take
Bite
their
them off,
legs out.
they bite their kneecaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They're
he
all
said-
wearing tall heels anyway. So
And
yeah.
he said that same thing, but I was like, that's also a weapon. It's a plus and a
But
minus.
if they take them out at the knees there,
Yeah, they
then
wouldn't
all
have
of a sudden
time to
now
take
they're
off the
at
heels.
They're at the level I.
Well, now they're down on the ground. They take off their heel, bludgeon the eye.
Sure.
That's what I would do at least.
That also led to, if you were to take the fastest midget in the world, what do you think his 40-yard dash time would be?
Is there an answer to that?
No, it's just like, what would you guess? The fastest midget in the world. You can still take the fastest midget, but you know it's still baby steps. Like we're not talking long.
No, we're not any Usain Bolt here.
Yeah. So
yeah, are
what do
we
you
like in the 7-8 second? You think?
He said five between 5 and 6. I'm saying low. I'm saying like 5.2.
Oh,
like
I'm
5.2,
thinking over
5.3.
6 seconds.
Oh, you got to take the fastest.
Dude,
I mean,
that's kind of disrespectful.
yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Because if you were to take a non-athlete,
I thought that was the bit. But
if you were to take a non-athlete like
Big guy.
Peter
big
Dinklage
guy.
would run the 6, probably. He's not an athlete. So you
I
take
don't
the
think he's
fastest
running
ones.
for anything. Yeah,
If we're
We're
talking
low
the dink,
fives.
yeah.
We're talking the dink. He's in the 6s.
yeah.
7, 8s? Jesus. You think very little of these guys.
Dude, speaking of Peter,
I mean, literally. Do I think we
Literally.
do think? Literally, I think we think pretty little of them. Yeah.
did you guys know that Peter Dinklage was like in a hardcore metal band? He was the lead singer.
Pearl Jam?
Pornography.
Oh,
Yeah.
but there's like pictures and videos. of
Pearl
it.
Jamidges? Little Zeppelins?
Little Zeppelins. Oh my gosh, that's so good. I mean, a perfect name for a midget is Peter Dinklage. I mean,
It is.
You think? Oh
man.
So, what a time. Have you watched The White Lotus?
I haven't finished it.
Okay.
The new one?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess I can't talk about it then.
Yeah,
I know because we're already months late here.
Catch up, dude. We're in Entourage time.
Oh, okay, my bad. My bad.
Dude, it's
21 years ago, we're in Entourage time.
Yeah. Well, Braxton is signifying the era of Cooper Flagg with his big D hat, which I think says "If you know, you know" on the side. If you know, you know. The fix was in. The rig was in. The Dallas Mavericks are going to have the number one
Do you
pick.
know the odds that they had?
1.8%.
And then on DraftKings, you could actually bet, because the top 4 with the best odds were the Wizards, the Hornets, the Pelicans, and the Sixers, I think.
Yeah, sure.
So you're taking these odds that are sitting at like plus 200.
The Jazz.
All the way to
The
like
Jazz were the other ones.
plus 2,000 or whatever. The Mavs were not even
No.
on the list because they were sitting at like plus 3,900 or some shit. They were not even available for you to bet on for them to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah, because when you think about it, the Dallas Mavericks were in a playing game. They lost to become a lottery team, then had a coin flip with, I think, the Chicago Bulls or another team to be able to get that 0.1 extra percent to be 1.8%.
That's what I was watching the whole thing yesterday, and I was a little confused because I remember the lottery being, if you're one of the 10 teams in the lottery and it becomes bingo style, they're just drawing names out of the bingo ball or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that like deals with other teams came into play.
They do.
Oh, we had an arrangement and now we got this pick, and it became like draft night.
It was. Yeah, it was similar because there's like, oh, if you got picked here, this pick had to be within the top 6 in order to acquire that pick. It's some like crazy
I haven't seen
stuff on there.
The
lottery, Sixers were part of that.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lottery like this since LeBron was taken, where like the 3 a lot of the high draft picks or the kids that are coming out, they were there. They were there in person.
Cooper Flagg was there taking pictures with hats in his arms, and none of them were the Dallas Mavericks.
And the teams were sending their representatives, and the teams that had Duke players were like, yeah, you're a Dookie. So it was like Zion was there. Mm-hmm. Jared McCain represented the Sixers. So when they started drawing names, I'm like, dude, he can go anywhere. And yeah, I'm not as invested with like Duke players going to the NBA, but I'm like, please don't end up in Philly. Like, do not be a part of the whole Embiid and Paul George. And all of a sudden, Sixers were in the top 4. And Jared McCain was like fucking grinning up there. And I'm like, please don't let this kid end up with Philly.
Yeah.
And the fact that he ended up in Dallas with Kyrie and
AD.
Derek Lively, who was a Dookie, like these, and now you have Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson. What a fucking... It was such a fucking shock for him to end up there.
It's the longest odds since Derrick Rose was drafted by the Chicago Bulls at 1.8% as well for the possibility. Again, LeBron has even talked about this and talked about like, the fix or the rigging, being like, oh yeah, I was coming out and look, the Cavs were long shot odds and they got me, Derrick Rose, hometown kid. Oh, look, the Bulls at 1.8%. And now you have the Dallas Mavericks who traded away their generational player in Luka Doncic. All of a sudden gets their guy of Cooper Flagg that says, hey, do us a solid, do that. We'll give you this Cooper Flagg. I know that literally how this process goes, it's pretty impossible to rig it. But if the basketball gods didn't have anything to do with it.
You buy the conspiracy?
No, I don't. I don't.
Nico Harrison with Adam Silver going, we'll give Luka to L.A. if we can get the first pick.
I would love that to be true. I know the process of how this whole thing goes, and reporters are in on it, and they see it, and they watch it. There's a lot of, like, third-party stuff, so it's not done in a back room and no one knows. So, like, there are observers to this. I would love
save the GM's job.
I would love for it to be true. I know that it's not. But to think that it's not out of the realm of possibility, I think is
nothing is outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. You've got a relatively new owner in Dallas. You have this crazy deal in which, like, you give this guy away and you don't shop him around to L.A. and they go, hey, by the way. And now you get
guys.
Nico Harrison, who might keep his job.
When the whole Luka thing went down, I said there's more to this than we know. And here we are.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that. I believe you.
This kind of, like, you're right, though. It's kind of, everyone was coming for that GM's head. And now this kind of settled everything down. It's like, oh, we're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine
until
we're
he
going to get
fucks it
Cooper
up.
Flagg.
Yeah, until he messes it up. The Mavericks, the Spurs, 76ers, Hornets, Utah Jazz at 5, Wizards 6, Pelicans 7, Nets 8, Raptors 9, Rockets 10, Blazers 11, Bulls 12, Atlanta Hawks 13, and then the Spurs again at 14. This is
a Duke heavy draft too.
This is the 7th year in a row in which the team with the worst record does not get the number 1 overall pick. Once again, the Hornets again in purgatories. The
Wizards can't get a break, dude.
Wizards can't get a break. The Hornets could have hey, do you think that like the narrative of keeping Cooper Flagg in Carolina could have? But no, the Hornets got fucked again as well. So
too bad.
Yeah,
hate to see it.
The conspiracy of Luka of Cooper Flagg, I would love for it to be true.
That he's not really white.
That one's getting legs.
That one's getting a ton of legs.
I think this might have been a Big Cat, naturally because he's everywhere. This might have been a Big Cat Barstool Pod conversation where they were talking about like why is there so much buzz? Like why is there so much traction with Cooper Flagg? And it's like the NBA has been waiting for not only a white player but an all-American white player. You know, because the Lukas of the world don't count. These are European guys. But they're like, when's the last time you had a superstar that was like a leading guy, a main guy that was white outside of fucking Larry Bird?
Yeah, if he was in Washington, he could be the American flag.
Whoa. I'm going to blow past that, dude.
All right. Dallas at their 1.8% odds. Wasn't as long shot, I guess, if we're looking at long shots here. The Orlando Magic had a 1.52% chance to get the first pick in 1993. They selected Chris Webber with the pick, and then he was promptly traded away to the Warriors for a flurry of first-round picks and Penny Hardaway to pair with Shaquille O'Neal. Obviously, the Cavs had a 1.7% chance in 2014. And then, let's see. And then they went on to pick Andrew Wiggins. So there was that. And then they traded him away to the Timberwolves in exchange for Kevin Love. Love would then play a critical role in that 2016 championship. So, yeehaw.
Flagg's so NBA ready, though. Like, I feel, outside of injury,
he is not going to turn 19 years old until midway through his rookie season. How crazy is that? That's wild.
And he's like, when you guys watch him play, outside of who he plays for, like, when you see this guy, like, watching him in the USA practice or USA exhibition games, I'm like, this kid doesn't belong in college. Like, he is... Like Zion didn't belong in fucking college. Like outside of injuries, this dude is NBA ready.
Yeah,
like he needs to be in the fucking league.
Oh, there's a rabbit. It's pretty wild to think about too that when we've talked about this before about like players that like when they are drafted number 1 or top whatever overall, that like it seems that their contractual status has already been predetermined. We've talked about this with Ben Simmons. I was just thinking about like how much money if he continues or if he pans out what Cooper Flagg could make and the way that like guys could potentially be making $100 million a year. It's not inconceivable to think that Cooper Flagg in the entirety of his NBA career in just salary earnings could make $1 billion. And he could get like $200, $300, $400 million deals.
And the kid's coming into the league with like 4 big endorsements already.
Yeah.
He has a major New Balance endorsement. Pretty sure he's with Topps with like sports cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's with Gatorade. And
I know you can get these kids out of high school now. It's crazy.
like he has major $1 million endorsements before he gets his first NBA check.
Yeah, New Era Fanatics as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Court Furniture, apparently. AT&T, those types of things. New Balance. I totally forgot that he signed with New Balance ahead, but he had to wear all the Nike stuff. And I think that Nike was even trying to take credit for him a little bit during the tournament or something like that.
Nike's marketing was pretty funny.
Yeah.
It was like it was a tweet during March Madness that it was like it's because of the swoosh or something like that. But I mean, at this point, Nike's so top heavy. It makes sense. Like you can join the Jordan brand, but you're not going to be ahead of Tatum or Luka or anyone else. You can join the Nike brand, but you're not going to be ahead of like Ja or Booker or any of those guys. So like going, yeah, I mean that's like a completely different level. Yeah. He has his own, but going to New Balance and knowing that who's the biggest name in New Balance? Kawhi.
Yeah.
Cameron Brink in women's basketball. It's like it's his.
Yeah.
You know, it's his for the taking if he wanted it. It's the same way that Curry would sign with Under Armour.
It was exactly where I was going to go with that. The opportunity to do something like the way that Curry
and
had
New
done.
Balances, they're fucking comfortable. I used to hoop in New Balances.
I love
great
New Balances.
shoes.
It was when I couldn't find like any size 13 shoe when I like
Really?
It was a long
New Balances
while back,
are great
but
for like big feet because not only do they have big shoes, but like the width.
They're wide. Yeah.
I used to like that's why some of my most comfortable shoes. I've had 2 pairs of New Balance and it's wide.
I've never owned a pair of New Balance.
Get on
shoes.
the New Balance train, bruh.
I might have to.
Can you talked about Nico Harrison and you talked about how he and the Mavericks have been bailed out. And, of course, the conversation immediately begins. Could you imagine if the Mavericks traded away the number 1 overall pick this year? Like, they would literally burn down the American Airlines Arena or whatever that's called.
That's a good... If you were bringing that up, is there any player that could be available where he wouldn't get fucking buried for it?
I don't think that it's players at this point. I think that you just... You take the picks away from someone else. I would be a pick guy.
Let's say you're a Dallas fan.
And maybe an established pillar because, again, Dallas has, and sorry to cut you off, Dallas has an established amount of players. So then you're trying to think about, like, the longevity of, and you're saying, like, hey, if we have this good nucleus already, because Cooper Flagg is going into a good nucleus of Kyrie and AD and all kinds of guys, you could then potentially have 3-4 first-round picks to push you past whenever these guys are past. I don't think it's a terrible thing to think about.
No, it's not. But just to play the other side, you're looking at a potential starting 5 of Kyrie, Clay, Cooper Flagg, AD, and then either like Daniel Gafford or Derek Lively, right? The 2 biggest superstars in that starting 5 are injury-prone.
They sure
AD
are.
and Kyrie.
Yeah.
I'm talking like they're 1 or 2 injuries away from like calling it a fucking career, right? Cooper Flagg, as good as he is, as NBA ready as he is, he's still a rookie. And yes, you can build around him. But Dallas clearly has shown that they're doing this win now mentality. So if you're a Dallas fan, are there any moves that the team can make, the organization can make, that would get you to go, I get it. I don't know if I'm angry. I don't know if I'm for it, but I get it. Like, could they trade the Flag pick to get Giannis?
Right.
You know, are there any players where you could
Jokic.
be like, yeah, like, could you get a Giannis? Could you get a Jokic? Could you get a Booker or something, right? Something that's a big star to win now.
Because, and we were going to talk about Giannis here coming up. I mean, like, the Bucks are in absolute hell right now when it comes to their salary cap and it comes to not owning a first-round pick for the next, like, 4 or 5 years.
That's what Dame does to teams.
Right. So what happens is, like, okay, we give you Giannis, and they don't have a pick to speak of, but is it just a Giannis for Cooper Flagg straight up? I don't know. You'd probably have to balance salary somewhere else. Maybe you send Dame because he's, dead for a year and then he's on a player option.
But Giannis is still like peaking. Giannis is not on a downhill.
No, I mean,
part
he's
of
year
his
12 that he's entering, but that's still a young 12.
Giannis and Dame for Cooper Flagg.
No chance. Giannis Cooper Flagg straight up would make more sense to me because Giannis is not old. He's won a championship. He's not injury prone.
Yeah.
He's still like at the top.
And I think
of his
would.
game.
And I think I was in reverse. I don't think that Milwaukee would have to give up that salary. I think that Dallas would have to trade back that money. That was my fault. So I don't know. You throw get rid of AD and Cooper Flagg for Giannis. Why not?
In the perfect world, no injuries, that Dallas roster would be fucking scary. Like AD at peak health and Kyrie peak health, not getting hurt.
Yeah.
Clay,
and if Clay can put together a year,
yeah, like I mean, he still has it. He's got shit left in the tank. He dropped like fucking 10 threes like during the playoffs.
Yeah. I just hate that like the Mavericks continue to get like bailed out like this. I don't know. It's
Why,
just like
though?
I think that they've like mismanaged their franchise to a certain degree. You know, you get rid of a Jalen Brunson. Your trade with Kristaps Porzingis didn't really pan out the way that you wanted. You get rid of Luka for not the return that you want, and now here you go. You've got a new owner, and you get Cooper Flagg. It just kind of feels like there's been a mismanagement at the top. Obviously, we've seen what Jalen Brunson has done with the New York Knicks.
but why not just let them continue to mismanage? All these players that you've named have gone on to other teams and have had success individually, you know, and like, why not just let them wallow in it? Like the Dallas Mavericks, at least in my mind, are like one of those teams that are like, do not move my needle at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like, they seem to be a perennial playoff team, but
that's it.
Yeah, they've just been good enough to be to make the playoffs.
I mean, I shouldn't take away they were in the championship last year, right? Or the year before that?
right, yeah. I mean, it's even hard. It feels so distant at this point,
Yeah.
considering all the things that they've done
Yeah.
since then.
I mean, a lot of teams have them to thank because they've made them so much better. I mean, they've made the Celtics better by giving them Porzingis. Look at the fucking Knicks right now.
Yeah.
They've made the Knicks so much better by giving them Brunson.
Yeah.
And it's kind of off topic, but whether or not you're a New York Knicks fan, seeing that franchise succeed, I think is really good for the league.
Yeah. It's nice
It
to
is.
see.
It's fun to watch the Knicks be good.
They've been bad for so long, for so fucking long.
Yeah.
You've seen some of the starting fives that have been posted. Try to name any of those.
Yeah.
See if you know any of those players. See if you know where they went to fucking college.
Yeah.
At one point, I think their best player was Alex Len. You know who fuck Alex Len is?
I know.
He actually does my taxes.
A 6'9" guy.
Yeah.
Great CPA.
I mean, they haven't done it without trying either, you know, with the Carmelo Anthonys and the Amari Stoudemires, and like they've tried.
Jeremy Lin?
Well, that one.
Linsanity?
But I mean, like, actual people who haven't fallen into their lap, they've just like, again, kind of mismanaged their rosters to a point, despite like kind of trying.
And talk about outside of cities like Philly or, you know, fucking LA, the backlash you get from Knicks fans who are probably some of the most passionate basketball fans there is, and like, dude, we haven't had a good team in 25 fucking years.
Yeah, coupled with the New York media, which will just absolutely tear you alive.
It's like just... what the last decent team they had Carmelo in it. They were not anywhere near fucking postseason success, but it was just like Carmelo was good. Right. But if you're looking at one of like the last great Knicks team, was like 1999, dude. It was like John Starks and Patrick Ewing. These guys are 50.
Yeah.
They haven't had a good team since.
And speaking of that team and that series, Jayson Tatum confirmed to have a right Achilles tear, underwent surgery today. Absolutely gutting news for a team that was looking to repeat their championship. And now when you look at the crossroads of your franchise, and the Celtics by no means are without 6 guys on any given night who can score 25 points, but with Jayson Tatum out for all of next season, the possibility of, no Horford or Porzingis or anything, you kind of have to look at regardless of what happens this year, even if they run it back, have to look at your roster and be like, what are we right now? And do we think that we can go another year without Jayson Tatum with this core, or do we just try and retool, I suppose, for the next couple of years until you get Jayson Tatum back?
I don't know. They have a good roster. This is just such an unfortunate thing to happen in the middle of the fucking playoff series, regardless of how people feel about him. It's like, dude, he was like on his way to dropping 50 last night.
Mm-hmm.
Like
an incredible game, yeah.
Dropping threes left and right. And, yeah, I mean, the Knicks are exciting to watch, and it's not like I'm a fan of the Celtics, but this dude's been getting so much hate, and in my opinion, for no fucking reason at all outside of him being a corny cheeseball. He's just like a fucking goofy cheeseball, but he's not doing anything wrong. Like, people just hate him because he's says the wrong shit.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, he's just like, dude, you're such a fucking, like, you're so corny, and that's why people hate him. But it's like, you can't deny how good he is.
Yeah.
And the fact he didn't play for the USA team, he barely got any minutes, and he's getting all this backlash for no fucking reason, and then this shit happens.
Yeah, because it does seem like he was, like, on the rise, and all he needed to cement his, superstardom status was to get one more, win a Finals MVP, show that he's the man. And it feels like this was the year that was going to happen. But, I mean, because of all the things you mentioned, Pete, and kind of the future now being a question mark for the Celtics, I have a hard time seeing them continue to turn it around and win this series.
It even seems that after winning last year, and then because like when they won last year, had they lost, you were looking at Joe Mazzulla getting fired, right? Like, I mean, like they were teetering on a whole coaching change and possibly a core change. They win, they buy themselves some time. In the NBA these days, you win a championship, you've got 2 years to win one again or you're out. I mean, Michael Malone, Mike Budenholzer, what's his bucket, Frank Vogel as well, all have been... and Nick Nurse. I mean, gosh, like the list goes on and on for all these guys.
Fucking Nicholas Nurse.
So, I still don't know if like it has felt like people actually believe in the long-term strategy that is the Boston Celtics. And maybe
I'm fine with Boston not winning another one. That's fine. No more banners.
Well, now. I mean, I had kind of thought that it was, signed, sealed, delivered that they were going to win again because they just seemed, really so dominant. It was the most flimsy 2-0 lead I've seen in a series. Like, it seemed like everybody and their grandmother knew that the Celtics were going to win that game 3.
Well, right. And I mean, like the Knicks have led for all of 14 minutes in that series in those first 2 games, and yet they were up 2-0.
Yeah, but now I think it really opens up the playoffs for Knicks team to make a run, for the Thunder to be able to close, when they don't have to necessarily play a Celtics team in the finals that's more experienced.
Yeah, but now we get to watch game after game as much as the focus has been on Boston. Now we're seeing New York, and these fuckers look tough.
They do.
You got Brunson to deal with. You got Cat's zesty ass fucking to deal with. But then you get Bridges and Josh Hart. Like, they have the gritty, fucking hard-nosed, hard-working team. And the Pacers just eliminated the Cavs today.
Yeah, that's what we were going to talk about.
So your Cavs are done and are a long-term bet. And they made, like, the Cavs were the number 1 team in the fucking East. The Pacers just gentlemen swept them 4-1. So as much as I'm like, Knicks would be exciting to watch, I can't say that the Knicks would just sweep the fucking Pacers. The Pacers are playing out of their goddamn minds.
Yeah.
Indiana could easily come out of the East and play for the finals.
Yeah.
I just don't want the Thunder to be there. I know there's a chance now. There's a chance, but fuck, man, I can't. Like, we were watching that on Mother's Day at my aunt's house, just watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander play the way that he plays, it's like my dick disappears. It goes inside of me.
It inverts.
And I don't know if you saw it, like this was played on almost every fucking social media outlet. When Shai did the little drive to the basket and like created, like touched on Jokic and got the foul.
Right.
Immediately after, Jokic did the same thing. Didn't get the call. Didn't get the call at all. And he's like, I did the exact same thing that you called on the other side. And I hate it. I hate what it's doing to me because there's nothing wrong with Shai as a player. It's probably, a fun, like a dude you should cheer for. But the league is making me want to go against them. The same way that the league has made me go against James Harden. But fuck James Harden anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Screw that guy. But yeah, as you mentioned, so, okay, the Boston Celtics, and we'll get to that series here in a second because I want to talk about not just the Cavs, but injuries as a whole in these playoffs. But the Celtics are still favored by 4.5 in this next game against the...
We should put money on that.
That was I'm wondering. You think it's over?
I think it's over. I mean, first of all, did you watch the Boston-New York game last night when Tatum got hurt?
Yeah.
I did not.
New York was going to win that game whether
Tatum
Tatum got hurt or not. I mean, it was a tie, and then New York went on a run, and then Tatum got hurt. But when he got hurt, they were already down 9.
Yeah.
There's no fucking chance Boston's winning the next game. So if we're getting plus money on this might be our meal ticket to win everything we fucking lost in the last 5 years. So I say we bet on it as a group.
When you have the 6th man of the year in Peyton Pritchard, though.
Yeah.
Peyton Pritchard ain't doing shit.
They will be at home. They will be back at home there.
Yeah,
so
I think the Knicks got this in the bag.
Do you think Jaylen Brown, Pritchard, Derek White, Porzingis, Horford, do you think they have enough in the tank to beat New York?
The series?
Next game.
Are you
saying
going
the
back
odds are for next game or the series?
I'm talking about for the next game right now.
Oh, I was talking about the series.
No, for the next game here, let me give you the odds for the game lines as it shows back up. The last I saw, it was... Hold on. The Celtics are 4.5-point favorites against the New York Knicks.
So the Knicks are plus 154 money line?
Plus 154 money line.
We have to take that. This is over. That's over. What'd you put?
I mean, if we're just doing like our little classic $5 bet here, then
that
15,
won't get us shit.
Yeah, 15 pays 38.
No.
If you
50 each.
Whoa.
What's 150 pay?
150 pays 381.
This is it. We're set. 500 each.
Oh God.
What's 500 each? We recoup all of our money back.
$3,800
Dude,
is what we get back.
Sounds like a hibachi night to me.
That's the first thing that comes to mind.
That's the first thing.
Yeah, that's like $600, and then
plus
we got money
154.
What are you guys willing
you
to
make
put
a good
on this?
point.
Because we will make money on this. I don't care how much.
And if we don't?
That's gambling, baby. What do you mean? You want to guarantee if we don't?
I do.
Yeah.
I
You want
would
me to
like
pay you back
I
if
would
we
like
don't?
insurance.
No, fuck you. This isn't a blackjack
Yeah.
table. What are you guys willing to risk?
I was saying, I thought that, and so as we record this episode, the Nuggets and Thunder are squaring off in Game 5. I would have liked the Nuggets tonight at plus 10. They are currently up by 1 point at the beginning in the second quarter, but that's how it goes. I'm punting on this.
Okay,
I'm not
this
confident
might-
because I think that the Celtics could win this game. So I
You
don't
think the Celtics could win Game 5?
I do. Yeah.
Then I'll just bet you. Then if we don't want to risk our money all on the same side, I'll bet you on Boston.
Do it.
Or just like a straight up bet.
Yeah.
I would just do like I would have probably put like $20-$25 in on.
So do you want Boston for $20?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take New York for 20 next
Okay.
game.
Sounds
Straight
good.
up, right?
Straight up.
Okay, because then if you win that, we're just even on the Denver game
Sure.
that you bet last minute.
All right.
If you don't, you owe me 40.
All right.
Beautiful.
But you guys don't want to put money on this? That's fine.
I mean, I suppose I could
just
hedge
did.
my bet. I suppose I could
it's
hedge
fine.
my bet.
No, it's fine because when we record next week, I'm like, I fucking told you guys, we could have won $3,800.
I believe you, but I just don't have the kind of capital that you want to invest.
A Celtics team missing Jayson Tatum is not going to win on a closeout game against New York, a healthy New York team. That's just not going to happen.
So if they lose, are you willing to eat your own ass hair?
Oh God.
Let's not sit
Where
here
have you
and
been sitting on that one?
let's not sit here and pretend that I have to be like, oh no, I won't.
I love my own ass hair.
How do you think I
You don't think I have a
floss?
jar of this shit at home?
Yeah.
I braid that shit.
Makes you think he
Constantly
has
coughing because I have a hairball. in my mouth.
ass hair. You've seen his butt.
Did you
There's
use
no
that
hair on that?
Did you
ass.
use that blanket on the couch? Well,
Probably.
So we've got $20 there. It's awful that Jayson Tatum gets injured. It is the tale, it seems, of this playoffs. You've got Jayson Tatum. You've got like literally all of the impact players
Steph Curry.
of the Cleveland Cavaliers, who were then eliminated on Tuesday night, and then Steph Curry, and the Warriors are basically a shell of themselves. There's no way Steph's coming back. Hamstrings you don't come back from.
Not this series.
No. So it's just kind of a bummer to kind of see how this has all played out.
This, like, the Warriors game last night? Was it last night?
Yeah,
That was more of a tell on, like, where the fuck was playoff Jimmy?
sure. Yeah.
No Steph. Let's see you show up. Let's see you show up for what they paid you for. So you dropped 12 points. Draymond Green scored more points than you did.
Yeah.
Grabbed more rebounds than you did. Assisted more than you did. Well, that part's fine. But where the fuck was playoff Jimmy with no Steph to rely
Right.
on?
Meanwhile, on the other side, Ant Edwards is just going ham.
Yeah. You are going from 2-2 to 3-1. That's huge. That's one of the monumental turns in the playoff.
Yeah, you don't know overcome.
So you're not thinking about next game. You win this fucking game, and you were at home.
Yeah.
You were at fucking home. Playoff Jimmy was nowhere to be found. He's a goddamn fraud.
Well,
he's always been.
and that
Wow.
like position is normally where he does turn it on. And maybe that's just a sign of his age, or he just doesn't have it anymore. But that's what I was expecting as well. It was disappointing.
He folded under pressure, man.
Expectations for the Pacers in the next round. I mean, like, I guess we have to. I suppose we have to see who their opponent is going.
I
to
think
be.
it's safe to say it'll be New York, Indiana, which it's great for so many reasons. If you grew up in the 90s and you watch NBA playoffs, Pacers Knicks were fucking great. Because you were looking at Pacers Knicks to play the Bulls, Pacers Knicks to play the Magic. Pacers Knicks were some of the best fucking basketball I watched growing up.
Yeah.
I don't think it is a gimme to New York. I think the Pacers are playing the best
So good.
basketball. I think Halliburton and Turner and Siakam and all these guys are playing such good basketball. I would venture to say that series is going to 7.
It would be an incredible
New York,
series.
Indiana, I think is going to be more fun, which is crazy to say for the East and West. It's going to be more fun than the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, and the thing about that series, it would be a lot better to watch that than it would be a Minnesota, Oklahoma City series.
I'm not a fan of the Wolves, man.
Why not?
I don't buy into I don't like them. I don't know.
Just not down with them.
No. Hey, follow our podcast.
You're good. Thank you.
I made sure he dropped off the food first.
Yeah. It's just
You know what he's gonna
running away.
You know what he's gonna search when he gets home? Garage podcast. He will never find us. He'll never find us.
We need
we're
to
the
have a
only
QR
podcast
code.
done in a garage.
We need
Is
to
there
have
do
a
we
QR code.
Do we
on
have
it.
enough Google ad clicks or wordplay in digital advertising that he can just search your address and find IGMS somehow? Do we have enough that out there?
we should create
in the clouds.
a location on Google Maps.
Like your House of Meat back in the day? Well, now I just got a 1-star delivery. Thank you very much. So
Why?
running them away?
God, you're so paranoid. You're like a fucking drug addict.
That is true. I just realized you can look up how not just your rating on Uber, but you can look up the amount of times that you've received certain amount of stars. Did you know that?
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah, my ratings are high, baby.
I've had 3 1-stars, and I
From
wish I could have
food?
known. No, just Ubers, like rides. And I'm
Did
so
other
curious.
people fuck that for you, or was that you?
I'm not sure. I honestly don't know.
It's probably from the many drunk
Yeah.
nights where you called an Uber for everybody.
It's possible, and then like in my I used to my account's attached to like when I traveled for NBC, and so like maybe they didn't like how much like equipment I ran. I don't know. I wish I could know when it happened.
You really
right?
have to think about it this way.
But yeah, probably drunken shit.
Uber drivers, just like a lot of other jobs out there, but outside of out of everything, Uber drivers care more about ratings than anyone.
Yeah.
Because if you give them a 3-star, it drops them from like high 4s to basically they can't get a fucking ride. Mm-hmm. It takes 1 3-star for them to get fucked with. So they know the value of the reviews. So for a driver to give you 1, it's got to be more than equipment. It's got to
So
be more
bad.
than rolling your fucking window down when it's cold. You must have fucking pissed them off so bad for you to get 1. I have never gotten below a 4
Really?
for Uber rides. But I also remember whenever we drink, I wait for someone else to call the Uber, and I fuck their rating up, and it's not mine.
Yeah, not gonna be my rating.
Mine's like 498.
Not wow.
Yeah, I fucked Mitch's up bad.
Yeah,
on
I mean,
everything.
Mitch's has just been destroyed on Airbnb, Uber.
Mitch's Airbnb ratings because of me. Mitch's Verbo might be because of me. There was an Uber from New Year's Eve that he got like a 3-star. That was because of me. I threatened the guy. I'm like, give me your aux cord because I need to play End of the Road by Boyz II Men, and I was really aggressive. I was in the front.
You fucking Toby.
I also handed him like a $50 bill. So I'm like, it didn't warrant a 3-star review, and I'm like, here's $50 just to play 1 song, dude.
That seems fair.
Bitch.
Yeah. Let's see. Other things. Trailblazers up for sale in the NBA. They finally 6 years later, they're finally up for
Is
sale.
there a Groupon for that?
Yeah. Minority ownership.
Should we pitch in?
Minority ownership.
Let's take out a loan.
Let's do it.
With all of our home equities.
No, I don't even have that yet.
Yeah.
Mine's like 20 grand. This is fucking nothing.
What do the Cavs do? Speaking of all of the things, the Cavs get eliminated.
Get rid of Donovan Mitchell.
Obviously, you're injured, so then you have to run it back, right? You have to do it the exact same way. But what happens if you're just a good regular season team and then you are the first team in the East again and then you lose in the playoffs again? Or do you feel like you've gleaned enough off of this roster?
I mean, it's a tough situation because I don't think Donovan Mitchell is the guy.
Nope.
He's good.
He's good. He's real good.
Yeah.
He ain't
But
no guy.
he's a number 2.
He ain't no guy.
He's a Robin, unfortunately. And I think that they're, telling themselves that he's the guy when in the back of their minds they know he's not.
The Cavs were a great example of a great regular season team with great post defense, which you need in the playoffs. But think back to the Blazers, CJ and Dame years, right? You had great post defense or paint defense. You can't guard the fucking wing. Cleveland couldn't guard fucking wings.
Yeah.
I mean, Halliburton torched them.
Yeah.
Garland's not a good defensive player. Mitchell's not a good defensive player. And also, I completely agree with Donovan Mitchell's not the guy. I think the thing that people have a hard time accepting is Donovan Mitchell, and this is a hot take, Donovan Mitchell is a J.R. Smith. He's not a guy. He's not Batman. He's J.R. Smith.
I mean, he's a little bit smarter than J.R. Smith.
Well, if you're basing it off of one play, but this is less of a diss to Donovan Mitchell and more of a compliment to J.R. Smith. He's overshadowed by, like, you're just a third or fourth option. J.R. Smith was a fucking ridiculously good player.
Yeah.
In every team he's been on. J.R. Smith, you pull up his highlights. J.R. Smith was not only one of the, like, either the most athletic player on the team, but this dude was dropping 30 or 35.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell is just another version of a J.R. Smith.
Yeah. Do you think that Klay Thompson by himself could have been the guy? Do you think that, like...
Currently?
No.
Early?
Like, earlier.
Yes.
You think so?
Absolutely. Klay Thompson was a franchise player.
I would have loved to have seen it. Right?
Yeah.
There was always talk about the possibility of him leaving or whatever, but...
Klay Thompson was absolutely a franchise player, but he played a position and he played the type of basketball that he could have been the guy, but he needed the right pieces around him.
Yeah.
Because it's easier to almost build around a Jokic. It's easier to build around a Giannis. But to build around a wing, a shooting guard who just makes it rain with threes, you need somebody to get him the ball. He's not naturally a point guard. And you need somebody to clog the paint to leave him open. So there's more work when it comes to having him be the guy. There's more work to build pieces around him. But absolutely, 1,000%.
Okay, yeah, I agree. What about is Donovan Mitchell a C.J. McCollum?
Closer to a C.J. than he is to a Dame or the main guy. Yeah.
All right,
They're
trying to find
C.J.
like the
McCollum
right
is a great comparison. They're great scorers, shit defense.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they're good
Can
for.
score there.
And I do like I'm against like resting and taking time off, but I do see some benefit of like having the mental awareness to be like, hey, it's the middle of the season, the regular season. It's okay if we're not the number one team coming out of the regular season. We don't have to, like, that's great if that happens, but let's not completely gas ourselves.
Yeah, compromise the playoff
because it
run
does
or
come
anything.
with added pressure. I feel like, Cleveland's a newly kind of formed team.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
Like, I get what you're saying. There's like a mystery to me on what's happening though, and it's like I think we've talked about this before, and not only thinking about like NBA when we were growing up in like mid 90s, late 90s, and how it seems like there were less injuries back then compared to now, which is wild to think about because technology and medicine is way more advanced today, right? But is the answer sitting guys a week or 2 weeks leading up to the playoffs to make sure that we're quote unquote healthy, right? Is that going to fix an Achilles tear? Is that going to fix an ACL tear? We don't know. But I think the question is a lot bigger. It's like, what are you guys not doing that you have such brittle fucking bones? In the world we're in today, in the medical world we're in today, where you can get a fucking injection in Germany and fix your ACL problem like that, and instead of being out for the season, you're back in 4 months. Like, what is happening? Why are you guys so fragile today?
I'm not sure if it's a fragility versus...
Oh, it's
like,
fragility.
You do?
I just wanted to say that
Oh,
word.
yeah. Versus, like, I mean, I know that the speed of the game is a little bit different.
More
as well.
athletic, I get it. But, man, like, we're seeing these injuries where it's like...
Yeah, they're huge injuries.
It's an awkward step and you tear your Achilles.
Yeah.
We've seen it with KD. We saw it with Tatum last night.
Non-contact.
It's the non-contact injuries.
I think that Tatum was dealing with, and this was like right before, like somewhat before his Achilles tear, was he was favoring his left, or his left ankle was bothering him, and I think that maybe he overcompensated on the right, and that's what led to the tear. Who knows?
But like, they were making this case with how Luka left and Dallas had no one, right? So they were playing Kyrie insane amount of minutes, and then it led to him being hurt leading up to the playoffs to try and play for the play-in, right? Mm-hmm. And was that the reason why he eventually got hurt? Because he was being used as a workhorse and he was playing way too much. But then but the thing that makes me question this is like, How many times do you remember a major surgery or major time off for Michael Jordan?
I mean, other than the gambling ban in which he went and then played.
Injuries. Like
When
injury
he played
outside
baseball.
Do you remember a major tear, major surgery? Nothing?
No.
We're talking
but-
about a guy who probably played in the more physical time generation in the NBA, who was getting punched in the fucking throat by Detroit Pistons.
Yeah.
But you would argue
harder contact.
more physical,
Yeah.
probably less athletic than today. It's not as fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we didn't see a lot of injuries with guys like him or Reggie Miller or John Starks or Oakley and Ewing and all these guys. But we're seeing non-contact injuries where they take the wrong step today and they are blowing their fucking knee.
And that's what's curious to me, because it seems like that's the major difference, is the speed of the game. But is something that simple causing such drastic, change in the seriousness of injury? Like just because it's a little bit faster, that's why guys are blowing their fucking knees apart.
It's also hard to look at just the game. It's hard to look at how the game has evolved and changed, because if we sat here and just blamed how the game is different, then we wouldn't be talking about LeBron. LeBron is a 22-year NBA player.
Yeah, no major.
We have not seen LeBron take a whole season off.
No.
If anything's catching up to him, it's father time. I mean, it's 22 fucking years, dude. But we have not seen LeBron take a bad step. So I tend to lean against, like, the game, how it's changed. But, like, what are you doing as a player with what's available to you?
Which is also kind of a conundrum, because you would assume that modern medicine, health, and the education around it has only improved over time.
That's what I was going to say. That might be the problem. Back in the day, these guys were smoking, drinking, eating McDonald's.
It's like Ocho Cinco ate
Yeah,
McDonald's
the
every single
McDonald's
day.
diet.
Williams showed up to a game drunk in the fucking garden.
Yeah, a guy pitched a no-hitter high on acid.
Yeah.
Jordan smoking cigars and drinking beers before a fucking game.
So maybe they're trying too hard, and they just need to have a carb or two,
Honestly,
and some processed meat.
As a country, we need to smoke more cigarettes.
It's PBBs, man. Plant-based bitches.
Plant-based bitches. Your current NBA odds: the Thunder at plus 125, Timberwolves plus 500, Knicks also plus 500, Pacers at plus 550, the Nuggets at plus 1,000, the Celtics at plus 3,000, and the Warriors
Go to
at plus
conference
10,000.
winner.
Your conference winner for the Eastern Conference: Knicks at plus 105, Knicks plus 110.
Parlay that. Do Knicks Eastern Conference winner, and then go to the games.
Like the game line.
You're welcome.
God damn.
And then do Knicks
It won't let me do it.
because you're not logged in.
Unfortunately, your picks cannot be parlayed. I don't.
Why?
think it just says it won't let
That's
it be parlayed.
bullshit. That would have been great. Knicks to win the Eastern Conference and win the next game.
Yeah,
Would have been like plus 500.
maybe.
Whatever. I'll win some PGA Championship bets this weekend.
Yeah, it says unfortunately. Oh, I need to get rid of that $1,000 bet that's on there. That's scary.
Oopsie.
Oopsies. Yeah, you just placed that bet. I would cash it out. Speaking of cashing out, did you guys see that there was a bettor that had a $369,000 parlay that
Cashed
you
out,
cashed
right?
out $114,000?
Wasn't it a smart cash out?
It was, and then it wasn't, and then it was. So he cashed it out. There was a bunch of NHL bets,
Baseball.
and the last one was going to be the Las Vegas Knights against the Edmonton Oilers, and Edmonton was up 2-0. Well, he had cashed out before that game. Edmonton goes up 2-0. Looks really bad. Then the Vegas Knights came back and ended up winning that with 0.3 seconds to go.
It had to be reviewed, right?
It had to be
They
reviewed
didn't know if
'cause
they hit the net.
it went and it hit actually the camera and then popped back out, so it looked like it hit a crossbar or something like that.
Was it a bad cash out?
I mean, in the end,
He would have had a heart attack, but he would have won.
He would have won, but I don't think that it's
How
still
much
life
did he-
changing.
What was his wager?
I don't remember the wager.
It was like $1,000 or some shit.
It wasn't an insignificant, I don't think, but still.
I mean, $116,000 is pretty nice.
Yeah,
It's
not bad.
funny when you see
Not a
these
bad cash
when you
out.
see these like bet situations where like, oh, you bet 2,500 to win 700,000. You're being offered a cash out of 250, and you have 2 legs left out of 10, and people are like, "Dude, you're an idiot. Go cash out and then hedge it. Like cash out and then pick the last 2." But you're never gonna make it up. Like, I'm not being for the degens here, but I'm saying, like, are you going to make up the $500,000 difference and bet enough to do that? Because if it's sitting up plus 350, you cash out $250,000. Are you willing to risk another 150 to try and win, I don't know, 500 grand?
Right.
And just keep 100? Like, I think once you have that money on hand, you're not throwing it back out.
Yeah.
You might do a little, but not enough to make up the whole winnings.
Yeah, it was a 10-leg parlay. Like you said, it was a mixture of MLB and NHL bets, $1,000 to pay out 360 whatever thousand plus 36,884. Where was that? Cashed out at 114,429. So
good for him.
Yeah,
How much does DK take out in taxes? Or no, it's up to you. So you have to take it out, and then you have to.
Yeah, I mean,
come
either
tax
way,
season, you got to put some money aside.
Yeah.
I think either way, you're still, giving about 40% of that away. But whatever. Do you guys finally, before we get out of here, do you guys think that Bill Belichick ever coaches a game at University of North Carolina?
I don't know, dude. This fucking
too wild.
story is hilarious.
There's reporting out by Pablo Torre that says he thinks that, hey, June 1st is the day. There's the possibility. I don't know if it's true that this Jordan Hudson was barred from the facilities or whatever.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
I don't know, dude. There's so much shit
What would
coming
the
out.
answer, like when people say that he's not going to coach a game as a Tar Heel, does that mean that he's going to coach in the NFL? Does that mean he gets an NFL job, or he just won't, or they just used him as a recruiting piece and
potentially that. And I think that maybe what he was doing was trying to leverage possibly an offer that never came. It just all feels so strange.
It does.
It doesn't feel like he will ever coach a game
There's something
there.
very Black Mirror about it to me.
Yeah.
I feel like we could see a reality show. If Bill Belichick gets blacklisted because of all this, then he's going to turn to reality TV.
Well, they almost had it in this Hard Knocks
I
thing.
know, and she ruined it.
What about the
ruined
other
it, yeah.
conversation on how they've had paparazzi outside of his house and her condo, and they've never seen them stay together overnight?
I haven't seen that.
And it's are they presenting this front like they're a couple, but they're not really together? Because there's also articles that's they've never slept together, they've never stayed in the same house together.
That's so weird. It's all
that
so
that part that I
strange.
just
It's
said,
very
I made
weird.
that whole
I
thing
bet
up.
you
Okay.
did, yeah.
Okay.
You bought it though.
I was
I
going to
did.
say, they be
did.
fucking.
Yeah. It all feels so weird. And you know what? Respect the guy for this large
get it,
age.
get it in,
I think
Bill.
when she rides him, it sounds like putting that needle into a basketball and it's just letting out air every time she bounces.
Does he have bigger tits than
No,
she
thank you.
does?
I don't remember what she looks like. I know she has a cute face. I don't remember what her body looks like.
Yeah.
Cute face, skinny waist with a big, what was it, big bank? You remember when you did that TikTok?
Oh, I did do that, didn't I?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Good times.
Yeah. If you haven't checked out, I know that you guys aren't on the TikToks, but there is a trend going on, which you'll see in a couple weeks, about thirst traps with national parks. Y'all should check it out. It's very hilarious.
National Park thirst trap.
I'm
Sounds
looking
very
forward to
nerdy
that.
me, dude.
It's actually pretty hilarious.
Ooh, the geyser.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It's a geyser. It's
There's-
a geyser. Look at my ass. It's a geyser.
guys be happening. So
All right.
that's all I got. Next week, I guess we'll talk about the NFL schedule release.
When's the NBA draft?
Tomorrow,
No, it's end of June.
Tuesday.
Well,
Middle of June. Something June.
What's today? The 12th? 13th?
13th. Yeah.
We're 5 days away from Jollibee's opening, May 18th.
Wow.
Yeah, boy. Finally,
Catch me 185th Hillsborough. I'll be there in a 4-person tent.
Cash me at 185th.
I'm reselling the spaghetti family style for some profit.
I'll be in the tent that has smoke coming out of it.
When there's white smoke, there will be Jollibee.
Is that the poop?
Shout out the new Pope.
Shout out Chicago, da Pope.
Duh, Pope.
First American Pope. That was a big conversation piece Mother's Day at my family's house.
Do you think it'll be the first time a Chicago dog's been inside the Vatican?
As far as all beef, yes.
Or a deep
They've had a sausage.
deep dish?
They've had a sausage. They've never had an all beef.
Bunch of wieners. And also a credit to Cooper Flagg for doing the combine drills. Good for him.
Good for you, Coop.
That's stupid. You should have just sat that one out. Fuck the combine. Combine's stupid.
Clear eyes.
Full heart.
Can't lose.